Hello, guys. Welcome back to TFD with Cordy again. So let me ask y'all something real quick. Are we still pretending this game isn't obvious? Are we still acting like this whole situation with Caitlin Clark, the WNBA owners, and this so-called leadership isn't completely out of hand? Because at this point, this shit is blatant, sloppy, and damn near insulting. Because at this point, everybody has spoken. The agents have already called y'all out. The players have called y'all out. And now the WNBPA has officially sent in another counter-proposal. Like that's supposed to magically fix everything. So here's my question. Did y'all even send that survey to the players yet? You know, the same survey the agents said they needed to be involved in? Or are y'all just trying to rush this thing through and lock in the deal you want without real player input? Sneaky as hell. Because let's keep it real. A lot of players have already said they don't want this deal. A lot of players said they were ready to sign something different. And now all of a sudden there's another counter-proposal flying in like everything is unified and smooth? Yeah, okay, sure. Did the 50%, yes, half of the players who no longer trust this leadership even have a say in this counter? Or was this just another closed-door decision cooked up behind everybody's back? This is wild. Absolutely wild. The WNBPA just sent in another delusional CBA. And at this point, it's not even frustrating, it's embarrassing as hell. This union has become a joke and a complete abomination of representation. Straight clown behavior. When agents have to step in and do your job for you, that tells you everything you need to know. These players deserve better leadership, period. No debate, no bullshit. Now, let's talk sources. We're going to take a look at Annie Constable, aka Annie Scoops. Shout out to her and Front Office Sports. She dropped a tweet that sets the stage perfectly before we even get into the article. So yeah, let's break that down next, because this mess deserves to be exposed. Here she was, quote, she said, "The union submitted a counter-proposal to the league Friday evening, a source familiar with negotiations tells me. In it was a move on revenue sharing, as the players are now seeking a 26% share of total league and team rev over the life of the deal. They are still seeking a salary cap of $9.5 million in year one. Additionally, they made adjustments to their housing proposal items." So y'all are still stuck at this same spot? Still not moving off that 15% revenue share? Man, y'all are really playing this damn game like folks don't see it. First, it was 30%. Then it slid to 27.5%. Now suddenly it's 26%? Get real. That's not compromise. That's stalling, straight up. Lock they asses out, seriously. Lock them out, man, because this is nothing but games. This is pure nonsense. A $9.5 million cap, like that's supposed to move anybody? The owners already made it clear they're not going $470+ million in debt over this mess. And let's talk about the elephant in the room, ratings. You can't even pull numbers over at Unrivaled. All the so-called stars are there and the ratings aren't hitting. So what are we doing here? Everybody's playing everywhere else, not building the product, and still demanding more. Meanwhile, the WNBA is supposed to eat the losses. For what? Waiting on what exactly? This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Okay, here Annie Constable wrote, "Front Office Sports, WNBA players make small concessions to the league in CBA offer." Here said the WNBA sent a counter-proposal to the WNBA Friday evening that included slight changes to the share of revenue players are seeking and team-provided housing. In their last proposal, shared with the league on Feb 17th, the union asked for a 27.5% share of total team and league revenue over the course of the deal. Their latest asks for a 26% share over the life of the deal. Their proposed salary cap in year one is still roughly $9.45 million. Y'all might as well not even send in another proposal at this point. Don't send nothing. All you're doing is dragging this out and burning daylight. This ain't progress. This is stalling. Y'all wasting time, straight up. Wasting everybody's time playing circles instead of making real moves. Okay. Here said, this proposal is in response to the league's sent on Feb 20, which did not budge from the previously proposed $5.65 million salary cap. The WNBA's proposed share of revenue would not equate to more than 15% of total team and league revenue during the agreement. Both sides have been negotiating for nearly 16 months after the WNBA opted out of the current CBA in October 2024. The first CBA deadline went and came last October before both sides agreed to 2 extensions. The first was a 30-day extension, followed by a 40-day extension. Negotiations entered a period of status quo in January. The WNBA owners need to lock their asses out. I'm sick of it. You sick of it? Everybody's sick of it. What are we even talking about anymore? The damn agents for the players you claim to represent don't even believe y'all have been transparent about what's really going on. That says everything. They had to call y'all out publicly. Erin Kane, Caitlin Clark's agent, along with several other player agents, spoke up for a reason. And make no mistake, the same players y'all represent are the ones saying you're not protecting their best interests. They told their agents to put it out there. That's a problem. Okay, here said the union made additional concessions regarding team-provided housing. The union has maintained its request for housing for all in the first few years of the agreement before it phases out for players who hit a certain salary threshold. Okay, here said, previously, the WNBPA proposed that players who earned a certain percentage of the max salary and were signed to multi-year contracts with full salary protection would not be eligible for team-provided housing in later years of the deal. In this counterproposal, they moved down on the percentage of the fully guaranteed max salary and shortened the length of the contract to 1 year in order for a player to be ineligible for team-provided housing. So, y'all still want housing, still want everything under the sun, but you're playing games with the damn revenue share? That's what we doing? You keep playing games with the revenue share like it's a joke. 26%, that's it. You came down a whole 1.5% and expect applause. I'm so sick of these people. This isn't compromise, this is clown behavior. Here said the league proposed team-provided housing for all players in 2026. In 2027, only developmental players, rookies, and those signed to the minimum salary would be eligible for housing. In 2028, housing would only be provided for developmental players under the league's proposal. The other top-line item was the eligibility cap for the 2 developmental player positions. The WNBA's last proposal capped developmental players at 5 years of service. The union moved down from 7 years of service to 6 as a developmental player. Okay, let's see here. Here said, this latest offer comes after a week of substantial developments in negotiations. The league told players on Monday during a virtual bargaining session that the season would be at risk of delay if both sides did not come to an agreement by March 10th. The WNBPA held a virtual meeting for members on Tuesday evening that became contentious, multiple sources told Front Office Sports. One of them, the at times tough conversation the night prior. A day later, a group of more than 10 of the most prominent agents representing players from many different standings in the league sent a letter to Jackson seeking transparency and coordinated communication rather than individual conversations. This WNBPA leadership, they've been awful, just straight awful. From top to bottom, the way they've handled this has been embarrassing. They've been awful, period. Here said these agents asked to be able to review the league's latest CBA proposal, subject to signing non-disclosure agreements, and sought to provide input into the survey. Quote, at this stage of negotiations, with time being the essence, alignment and shared information will best serve the players and the union, end quote. And you better believe the WNBPA sent out this new offer without agent input, without real player input, and without those surveys being sent out, filled out, and sent back first. No way all that happened before they rushed this thing back to the WNBA. No way. What's happening right now is the WNBPA straight up ignoring the very players they claim to represent and doing whatever the hell they want in these negotiations. That's not representation. That's arrogance. When players are telling you one thing and you're doing another, you've already failed at your job. Owners, at this point, you need to go ahead and lock their asses out and stop the games. Enough is enough. This is being dragged out for no reason. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And final controlled exhale.